exciting times for tourism. A lot is happening in the region. If you look across quickly, glance in the region, we have around 1.1 trillion worth of projects for tourism under development. Never in the history we had 600,000, more than 600,000 keys, rooms keys under development in one area. Never happened. We have over 16 different airports gone under expansion or development within this area. We have new airlines coming in. We have new cruise terminals developed within the same time frame. So very exciting times for the region. So during these times, we have to explain the overall impact on the regional tourism. We got an amazing panel with us. Let me quickly run through it. We have His Excellency Raki Phillips representing RAK Tourism. We have His Excellency, our friend Ahmed Qaseer, representing Shurooq authorities. We have Mr. Badr, thank you, Tourism Development Fund, Saudi, playing an amazing role in the development of tourism. We have Mr. Imad, representing Moroccan tourism. So thank you very much. Overall, now, earlier it used to be Dubai leading the way. Now we have multiple destinations active in developing a tourism. How do you see, is it complementing the region, or are we competing with each other? If I start from your side, please share your thoughts.
Good morning. Thanks, Turab. I honestly think the way the UAE works is we very much complement each other and work very closely together. Dubai has led the way in tourism, not just for the UAE, but for the Arab region in general. In the past, I think decades ago, you had places like Egypt that would lead tourism, Morocco for sure. But really, Dubai has taken the forefront of this with the UAE. When you look at the UAE, oil-rich country, 12% of the country's GDP comes from tourism. 750,000 employees rely on employment in the tourism industry. And when you look at places like Saudi and maybe some of the other places, it's also a great employment for women. Over 55% of employment globally in the hospitality and tourism industry is female-led. So tourism in general benefits and complements what Dubai, what Saudi, what Morocco, what other places are doing. Connectivity into the UAE has been fantastic. I mean, in Ras Al Khaimah, we have our own RAK International Airport. But what we do as a nature-driven emirate with Jabal Jais, the highest mountain, with Mirjan Island, the culture and heritage that we do, is really to fit in the tourism puzzle that makes the UAE what it is today.
But are we taking away tourism from somewhere else, or are we complementing the overall region?
I think when you look at the recovery and what we learned post-pandemic, this region is the most attractive region, both from flight connectivity, from tourism offerings. So I don't necessarily think we're cannibalizing other markets. We're adding more value to the consumer that's looking for something authentic, something that has value to it. So on the contrary, when you look at what happened over the summer with flight delays around the world, this part of the world really did phenomenal. We managed the mess in a very proactive way, and I think this complements what tourists are looking for.
So in general, earlier it was Dubai leading the way. Now there were certain efforts from Dubai and one entity. Now there are multiple entities playing the role. So on a global level, the regional understanding is getting bigger and bigger, and we are attracting the world towards the region in a bigger picture, in a macro level.
Without a doubt. I mean, I had lunch with someone a couple of days ago where they were saying so much interest from the Western world, from the US and Europe, is not just to travel, but to work in this region, where the Middle East used to be seen as a hardship. Right now, people are fighting to be able to get jobs in places like Sharjah, Saudi, the UAE, because this is a great place, not just to vacation, but to live and prosper.
Great, great. Badr, how you see the overall role of tourism in shaping the region? In Saudi, to take an example, tourism is at the forefront. Other industry are playing their role, but tourism is shaping the country. How do you see it for Saudi and also for the region?
No, absolutely. Absolutely. First of all, thank you very much, and it's a pleasure to be here among the distinguished panel here. From our point of view, as from the Tourism Development Fund, we view tourism as a key sector, especially in Saudi Arabia and for the region. As 1 in every 10 jobs in the world is in tourism, and this is an unactivated sector as of 2 years ago in Saudi, so this is a huge potential, not only for us, but as my colleague here said, that there will be a spillover effect among the region. We will be complementing one another. We have many things in common in terms of geography, culture, heritage, and offering, but we also have each country within the region offers its unique selling point that will create a complete or holistic tourist journey when they come to the Middle East or to the Gulf region specifically. In terms of anchoring tourism within Saudi Arabia, it is among the key sectors that have the focus within the Vision 2030. If you look within the Vision 2030, diversified economy, everything about it lends itself very well towards tourism. And in fact, the National Tourism Strategy was built on that basis and cascaded among the Tourism Development Fund's strategy in that way specifically.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Ahmed, what do you see how these different multiple destinations, how they are positioning themselves from each other?
Okay, I just need to switch on the mic.
It's okay, it's okay.
Yes, it's on.
Yeah, so thank you. First of all, it's an honor to be here amongst my distinguished colleagues, again, the distinguished guests. So just to echo first on what my colleague Raki here was saying, I think, and the question you've asked first, I think the healthy competition is what makes us strive to offer better services, to offer better products, and to find what's unique about each and every other emirate. The beauty of the UAE that you have 7 different emirates with different unique experiences. Again, you have deserts to mountains to luxury shopping to luxury hotels, all of this within a small proximity. I mean, you can cross from end to end in 3 hours, so you don't have that burden. So a visitor to the UAE can visit the UAE, I mean, can visit more than 1 emirate in 1 day. And that's the beauty. Again, we as a government, what we've put in the forefront, tourism is in the forefront of the national agenda of the UAE. And we've been doing a lot of investment in promoting tourism across the world, whether regionally or globally. Visiting the World Travel Market, the Arabian Travel Market in Dubai, the ITB in London. So yeah, so the government have been putting a lot of effort in tourism and in promoting tourism. Again, the diversity that you get in the UAE, the infrastructure that we have, as Raki have mentioned, our airports have been as busy as pre-COVID, even better numbers. Again, you've mentioned airlines, the connectivity connecting the world. So all of these play an important role to position tourism as an important sector that the government look at.
Great. Morocco, wherever I go internationally, I see Moroccan tourism active and even active than some of other brothers sitting around. So how do you feel the coming years for Morocco tourism and how you make yourself differentiated from the rest of the region?
Thank you for giving us the opportunity to speak about Morocco. But what I want to say is there is no competition between all those countries. There is emulation, it is very important, and there is complementary. I think the Moroccan tourism is something like 10% of GDP of Morocco, and it's one of the first strategies that have been built in Morocco, economic strategies. So tourism have been since 20 or 30 last 3 decades, tourism was very important. So today we are developing, as I said, a complementary development. What we need to do is to package Morocco and GCC together. This is something when we'll arrive one day, I hope, to sell Morocco and to sell Dubai, to sell Saudi Arabia and to sell Morocco and others. I mean,
That's the time when it will start complementing each other.
yeah, this is what.
If the visas opens, if certain other areas are open, so same tourist who is starting his visit from Hong Kong or China or US or Canada, when he comes to this part of the world, 3 days here, another 2 days here, another 3 days here, then there's a real tourism which will make us different from the.
Sure.
The offering
Because
will be so diverse.
right. All the countries are different. All the countries are complement. The history, the heritage, everything is complementary. So it is important to do that. What we are doing right now, I think in the investment, we are doing something and we are working on that. We have a lot of people coming from family office, sovereign funds, investing in Morocco. And they are coming or from Saudi or from other countries. They are investing. So what we are doing is we are trying to bring investors to develop our product. And this is something important where I found complementary already been done. And we are working on that.
Great, thank you. Raki, what are the different products that you are in a process of developing or already you have developed and that will really make an impact for RAK tourism?
So for us, we have a couple of verticals that we're very focused on. One is the nature side of the business, the adventure side. Obviously, having Jebel Jais, the highest mountain in the UAE, the longest zip line, all of that is leads to us being a sustainably driven emirate. So that is a big part of our focus, and we have lots of development that's happening on Jebel Jais. As for on Marjan Island and the other attractions, we recently announced Wynn Resorts, which was a multi-billion-dollar investment, developing 1,000+ keys on the island. Yesterday, there was an announcement with Abu Dhabi National Hotels investing 1 billion dirhams into the emirate. So the entire face of the emirate is changing completely. Today, we have 8,000 keys, and we're expected to get 1.1 million tourists before the end of the year, which is back to pre-pandemic levels. But as we progress, we're looking to triple that number in visitor arrivals, but also to more than double the number of hotel keys that we have. So to offer a true tourist hotspot in the region.
Do you feel wine will be a game changer for you guys?
Wine is definitely a game changer when you look at it as an operator.
Directly and indirectly both?
Sorry?
Directly and indirectly.
Without a doubt. I mean, we spent a lot of time with the Wynn guys. Chris, the president of development, was here yesterday talking about it. But this is a company that has sustainability in the forefront of the way they do it. In Nevada, they have 6,000 keys. 90% of the hotel is run by a solar farm that they have in the Nevada desert. So this teaches us as a region that you can do mega projects, but you can also do it sustainable. And from across the board, those are all elements that we're looking at.
Same experiment when Singapore did it and Macau did it. They are still reaping the benefit of it as of today. So how do you see coming years for this game changer initiative the RAK has taken?
I think
ripple effect on the neighboring cities and also on RAK.
I think when you look at seismic changes in tourism that have happened in the history of the UAE, from when Burj Al Arab was the first hotel that was truly iconic in 1999, when that hotel opened, it changed the view of the UAE. When Emirates Airlines really expanded, DXB Airport, Expo, Atlantis. I mean, these are all seismic shifts that happen in the tourism portfolio that happens in the UAE, and it is the vision that has given to people like Ahmed and myself that we need to drive tourism. I think Wynn and Marjan Island and what Ras Al Khaimah is going through right now is probably the next frontier.
It will be a big game changer in the region. This is Burj Al Arab for you guys. It's going to have a similar impact on you, and also the other neighboring states will benefit out of it. Ahmed, what are the different incentives that are there for investors? If you're trying to invest, different products and different initiatives that you have taken. What are the incentives for the investors?
So basically, we as Sharjah Investment and Development Authority, besides that we are a developer, where we develop projects, hotels, resorts. We venture into different sectors. We have an office called Invest in Sharjah, and it is the office responsible as an investment promotion agency to promote investment in the Emirate of Sharjah. We've just recently, last week or 2 weeks ago, we've released our 7 sectors that we look at, which we did with a major agency that helped us with the research. So we've looked at the tourism sector, and that's what's important. The tourism sector is one of the 7 sectors that we promote. We're expecting the growth of this sector to be a size of $20 billion by 2027. So the opportunities are there.
$20 billion.
$20 billion, yes.
Wow, big number.
So yeah, we have all the data, we have all the numbers, and it's important for the investors, first of all, before giving them the land or going with them into a joint venture, which is something that we do, is the information that we have, the size of the market, how big is it, the number of rooms that are available, how much we are expecting number of rooms, number of tourism. So everything is there. So the incentives are there, so the opportunities are there. And I think Sharjah has a unique proposition that we've been focusing on as an entity, where we've focused a lot on the ecotourism. All our projects, all our hotels that we do are in protected areas. And we've seen how the ADRs are high, occupancy level is high. So what's more important is the niche, that you understand what is the market all about and where the opportunities are. And then incentives is the easiest thing that we can do. We can offer land, we can offer joint ventures. We have an office that's dedicated to support investors in whatever they require. They have hurdles anyway. The ease of doing business is important, and business across UAE is easy to do, so it's nothing major. So we're there to support investors in whatever requirements they have and what they need, basically.
Thank you. And one of the secret recipe, not many people know this, is behind the Saudi tourism, where Tourism Development Fund is playing very quietly, but very, very important role that they're playing in the development of tourism across KSA. Even to the remote cities, the secondary cities where you don't see much investment, I've witnessed how tourism development has very quietly but very diligently progressing in these areas. So what are your roles and what are the incentives that you are placing, which are really attracting local and also regional players in those primary and secondary cities both? What is the secret recipe? Please share with us and our colleagues.
I think what makes TDF unique is 3 things. 2 we can get credit for, and 1 which we are lucky to have. First of all, the investment environment in Saudi is amazing. So and the opportunity is very clear. So in the first few months, we had to convince investors. Now we don't really have to convince them. We just have to collaborate to make sure that we have a solid business case and everything moves down.
Because you have given successful examples already. You have executed, which set a positive tone for the...
Yeah, since our inception in 2020, we have committed to projects totaling around 18 billion riyal. And TDF has committed around 6 billion riyal out of its capital towards that. And out of those, I think around 6,000 keys are among these projects. 6,000 room keys will be delivered within the next 3 years. What makes, again, going back to
12,000 keys in a span of 6 years. That's a huge...
Correct, yes. And that is aside from all the giga projects and the programs that are being developed. These are purely driven by the private sector.
So TDF is not, there are big players, giga projects, they have aggressive funds, aggressive agendas, huge setup, but TDF role is a side of that. So going along with those, still achieving those numbers, like you just said, 12,000 keys, is a huge...
As I said, yes, this is
contribution.
What we are doing is supporting the private sector. That is our main mandate, is to support the private sector to capitalize on these amazing opportunities within tourism. We are lucky to be the first fund in Saudi to have the luxury to do debt, equity, and guarantees. So we can provide a diverse range of solutions for investors. We have actually 17 sub-products that are targeted for mega projects all the way down to startups and SMEs. But even maybe more importantly is the services that we deliver. We notice that this is probably even more important, especially for international investors, is the services that we deliver on top of our product, which is more advisory and collaboration on the business case, on the engineering, on the master plans, all the way, and matchmaking, availing lands, supporting with all the internal partners within the tourism ecosystem and beyond within the kingdom. So we like to see ourselves as the partner that makes things happen for the investors.
So anybody who has a new
product or not.
Anybody who has a new product, new venture which has not been tested and tried elsewhere, this is the ground that they're offering to come and test with them and play with them. And the good positive news is they are giving guarantees and warranties in the back as well.
And we have just recently launched our portal, so we invite any interested investor to submit their application there, and one of our team members will be directly contacting them. Yes.
Thank you. Imad, you are also, we see you in worldwide in all the big conferences, Moroccan Investment, Tourism Authority initiatives. So what are the opportunities for the investment? Do you mind highlighting few key areas where if somebody is interested to go and find some opportunities? Are there some packages already there that you can say, yes, this product will make you, X returns, and this product will do good in the coming years?
Yeah, thank you. I think we have two kinds of opportunities. We have the first one is the opportunities in brownfield areas. We are talking about Marrakesh, we are talking about Tangier, we are talking about Rabat, we are talking about Casablanca. Those areas, we develop Agadir as well in the south. Those areas, we developed a lot of infrastructure. We increased the level of life. We are very friendly. We have a very friendly environment, so they don't need to promote investment there. I mean, people who want to do business, they go there. The difficulty is to go in the other sides, because Morocco, we are not talking only just about one product. We are talking about beach products, we are talking about cultural products, we are talking about nature products, we talked about mountain to ski. You can ski, swim, and go to the desert in one day in Morocco. You can do that. So the difficulty is to go to these, what we call greenfield areas, and at that moment we are working on creating a new framework. We are giving something like 25% money cash back to the investors who want to come. We help them to bring infrastructure, and the state is present to coordinate, to bring them to execute their project from A to Z. So we are, as SMIT, as a promotion for the investment in tourism investment in Morocco, we are helping investors to do their business, and we have a lot of opportunities. I think yesterday, we have shown some opportunities, but there are a lot. You are more than welcome to invest in Morocco, and we're happy to host you there.
Ahmed, what you said, we are not competing, but we are complementing. Here you go. So you can see the diversity. Each one, even money-back guarantee, you don't see anywhere else in the world. Here is the tourism authority giving a money-back guarantee. Here is a tourism authority who is open to test and try new. You can't find such encouraging grounds elsewhere in the world to come and try, and here is the support from every possible angle, and different from each other. So this intention shows where the tourism is going to go in the coming years. So keeping in mind coming years, Raki, what are your thoughts in terms of numbers, where you see tourism for yourself in your city, overall for the neighboring areas? What do you see, which directions we are going?
Yeah, so tourism right now in Ras Al Khaimah is the fastest contributor to GDP. I mean, Ras Al Khaimah is a developing destination. Where you look at Sharjah, Dubai, and Abu Dhabi that have been in the forefront, Ras Al Khaimah is now up and coming and moving in a super fast way. When you talk about investors, what are they looking for? Investors are looking to make sure they are protected, make sure there is a strong regulatory body for their investment, and to end up with positive returns. I don't think there is any other place that offers what the UAE also offers. It has a proven track record of success from a business perspective. Everything from 100% foreign ownership, the Golden Visa Scheme. I mean, all of those, the weekend being on a Saturday, Sunday, to be more competitive with the Western world, the UAE has offered investors what no one else can offer, which is true, genuine security and prosperity. And it has a proven track record of decades of being able to do that. Myself, as someone who I've been in the UAE now for almost 20 years, met my wife here, my kids are born here, I have the comfort and security of knowing that I can have a 10-year visa, I can invest my money. Ras Al Khaimah has an A Fitch rating with a stable outlook, which means that I am poised to have positive returns on my investment. So it's something that excites me a lot.
In terms of numbers, the tourism contribution, all these regions that you're representing, if I was putting the numbers together, it was around 7% contribution towards GDP. In the coming years, it's going to cross 10, 12, and international standard, which is around 11 to 12. Even it will cross those numbers. The tourism growth contribution will increase more than the international standard in this region in the coming days. Same impact of this growth towards the unemployment. I will take just example of my friend here, KSA. Unemployment was in double digit. Now it's coming to single digit recently, and they have tourism has a major role to play. I can predict you coming 10 years, it will be hard to find people to give them jobs in this region. So this is what tourism is doing to the region. High unemployment brought it down, and we are gearing towards the times we need to find people to give them jobs, and this is not far. So this is the contribution of all these efforts behind the scene. Same question to you, Badr. On the tourism front, the contribution that, in terms of numbers, that tourism growth is contributing to Saudi is GDP growth and overall success. If you can highlight some key success factors in it.
So we started with a baseline of 40 million annual visitors to Saudi. Of course, the majority of it was visitors who intended to do Hajj and Umrah and visit the holy region. We aim to increase that to 100 million annual visitors by 2030. And 60% of that 100, so 60 million basically, will be leisure tourism. That is what we are aiming towards, and we are, with hopefully the pandemic behind us and everything, we are at a trajectory to reach these numbers. In terms of jobs and GDP, I couldn't have said it better. It's the most inclusive sector that we can play with in Saudi. Whether it's opportunities for young graduate, female, opportunities in Tier 2 cities where they wouldn't have otherwise had job opportunities in these unactivated destinations. And also the beauty of it is we're finding new opportunities as we go. Just last week, we've done a study. We've added wellness. We've increased the importance of wellness tourism as we identified more than 100 natural springs that are not utilized. So, and we are continuing to exploring and refining our strategy to capitalize on these.
The challenge is every week there is something new. Absolutely. I mean, you just got some gold reserve, some gas reserve. Now so every week you are surprising the world basically. Now you got springs which were untapped.
But the beauty of it is the support from the very top. I mean, we have the support from His Royal Highness the Crown Prince, who is also the chairman of the National Development Fund. His Excellency, the Minister of Tourism, who is our chairman. Continuous updates and progress allows us to have a robust strategy where we can integrate all these new findings into our strategy and adapt as we go. So having this visibility and the support from the very top makes it beautiful and easy.
Great. Ahmed, the sustainability and the tourism go hands in hand. How do you see it? Where the rest of the world, sustainability, they need to knock down the things and adapt to what is required to meet some standards. Whereas in this region where we are starting from scratch, is it easier for us to adapt to sustainability, and is it going to be beneficial? Your thoughts, please.
Of course, and as I spoke earlier, I think finding your niche and uniqueness, and that's what we've done in Sharjah, basically. So basically what we've been doing, we've been closely working with the So we have too many entities that are related to archaeology, heritage, Sharjah, we have the Environmental and Protected Areas Agency. Since Sharjah has we have around 5 protected areas in Sharjah. So we've been working around those closely with the different entities. And we tapped into archaeological tourism, where we have Mleha area with history that goes back to 120,000 years. And we've been working closely in putting together a master plan where we see how to protect this area, how we give people access to these archaeological sites, from old house to tombs, from the Paleolithic age to the Neolithic age to the pre-Islamic age. A lot of things to see. We've put the infrastructure there. We've put a 5-bedroom hotel. We started with an existing building converted into a 5-bedroom hotel, which serves this area now. And then we do also the glamping in the desert. We've recently opened the Moon Retreat, which is basically around 20 domes that are in the middle of the desert. So you book it there. It's secluded in the desert, in the nature. You can experience the whole of Mleha, all of these archaeological sites. You can go to adventures in the safari in the desert, all the way to paragliding. So there is so much to be done, closely working together with the different authorities to make sure that we work. And then it works because we see the numbers today, we see the number of visitors, and then all of these are unique experiences that you cannot experience anywhere else. Again, if you go to the East Coast, like in Khaimah, where we've put a hotel called the Kingfisher Retreat, which is basically named after the rare kingfisher bird that lives in the mangroves of Sharjah. And then it's a protected area. Again, closely working with them. We went to the extent where the Environmental and Protected Agency said, have decided where every room needs to be, the material that we need to use. They're all eco-friendly tents. We have around 20 tents. In the coming 3 months, we're expanding it to 20 more. We're opening the expansion. Again, unique experiences, non-motorized, kayaking in the mangroves of Khaimah, hiking around the city of Khaimah, a lot of protected areas that you can visit.
Great.
So basically, all of that fits into the ecotourism. Again, heritage tourism. We have the Chedi Hotel in Sharjah, which is basically inspired by the Riyadh in Morocco, where we have 52 rooms built on the foundations of the old houses in the heritage area.
Amazing.
It's all combined with the experience of the heritage area, the old souks. So basically, that's the niche that we're talking in. How can we do sustainable tourism, ecotourism? Sharjah is well known for its culture. So we are a cultural destination, mixed with heritage, mixed with archaeology. So basically, that's our strength, and that's what we are focusing on.
Building the tourism.
If every city around the world managed to find where its niche is and how can they be more sustainable, I think these are not copy experiences, but these are experiences that if you want to experience, you need to come to that location and experience it.
Great, interesting. Ahmed, Morocco full of nature from one end to another, and how you are utilizing this sustainable elements and integrating into your setup, and how is it benefiting you, if you can highlight certain areas?
Thanks a lot. I think what we have done in the beginning, because I think sustainability starts from the beginning, from planning the development. And at that moment, we decided in Morocco not to choose only just one destination, but to have more than 8 destinations. It's very hard to build, but it is important for sustainability. So even developing ecotourism, because Morocco has been known in the past by its cultural tourism. Even we are known by the beach tourism, but we don't have a lot of tourists coming to the beach. We have only just 2 million tourists. We are trying to double these people coming, but ecotourism is starting to grow now. We are having labels to develop this now. We are developing ecotourism, a lot of paths through mountains, through oases, through the Sahara. We are developing paths inside the Sahara, and we have a lot of tourists coming to Sahara. Today we have as well a lot of sport destination, ecotourism destination like Dakhla, which is today a sport destination. We have kite surf. It's the capital of kite surf. I'm not going to say in the world, but for us, it's the first destination in the world. So we are working on it, and we are giving some incentives to people who want to put sustainability in their product. It is very important with the labels. After we have it. At the end, sustainability doesn't mean only just environment. social as well. We are working
Sure.
to get people who are nearby the products that we are developing to work inside the product or having money from the product. So this is something very important. We work on it. We are trying to increase the level of life of people living around the product. So this is we have some experiences, and the best one I can say and that we want to share is Taghazout Bay, where we're going to have the hike for the first week of November from 2 to 4. We'll see a green resort that have been developed with a sustainability way, and we have all the villages that's nearby this project that have been involved, and so on.
Badr, as you are busy in KSA developing new destination and taking the nature and the local traditions into mind, do you mind highlighting some of your initiative in terms of sustainability, eco?
No, absolutely. For that, I have to just shed some light on how we operate. So every project we receive is assessed on multiple dimensions. Of course, financials and due diligence is done, but we ensure that the contribution of that project to our targets in terms of GDP and jobs and uniqueness. Now, under uniqueness, you have several elements. One of them is ESG.
ESG.
So at this moment, it's more of an optional or a bonus that could add to the tenor, to the grace period, reduce the margins. But what we are working on today is establishing our ESG strategy. So by this time next year, we will have solidified our ESG strategy, integrated it within our overall strategy, and at least personally, in my humble opinion, I believe it should be forefront among our selection criteria of projects, especially since we are working in the most part in greenfield projects. So this is an opportunity to really do things the right way when it comes to environmental, and by nature, tourism as a sector lends itself very well to the social aspect.
Raki, last question. We are already gone in minus now. We over our allocated time. We talk about sustainability, but is there a financial benefits associated with the businesses who are adapting to it, investing into it? You mind highlighting certain areas which can be financially also, so people understand the not only as a social responsibility, financially, how it's going to play a role?
Of course, I mean, to Badr's point, sustainability is a wonderful thing, but it needs to be a myriad of cultural sustainability, environmental sustainability, and economic sustainability. It's great to be green and to have water bottles like this, but does that hit down to the bottom line? And what we've done in Ras Al Khaimah Tourism Development Authority is work with a consultant called EarthCheck, which is globally recognized, to help us become a certified sustainable destination. And one of the key pillars is how to drive financial solvency down to the businesses that do this. And I think, one, it's the right thing to do for the environment, but two, it's the right thing to do for businesses as well. Where do the returns come? Your travelers nowadays not just request it, but they expect it. And I think that's where it's going to hit the bottom line, where travelers are going to come and look at a destination and say, what are the developments that are happening? Is it sustainable? Does it fit in my needs? And we'll travel. The use of electric cars, the use of solar panels, all of this will end up having a positive financial return.
I think you just used the word is like people are expecting it, they want to have it.
Yeah.
And this is the game changer. It's no more you can provide this service or not. Sustainability is where in the future it's going to make a difference in your bottom line. All the big organizations, the requirement will be, if they're booking a hotel, is this fulfilling the criteria of sustainability? If you are following the ecosystems and sustainability regulations, the studies shows that it will add to your ADR, it will add to your occupancy. And eventually, the bottom line, there is a direct relationship to the bottom line. And that impact is going to grow more and more in the coming days. So if you follow these rules of the game, you will have an impact on the business and the bottom line. Thank you very much, gentlemen. Thank you for your time and thoughts. Thank you.